tonight have all gone final. San Francisco keeps Santa Clara winless in the WCC. San Diego wins at home. But the big game in league tonight goes to St. Mary's. The Gales stay undefeated. And for fans who may not be closely familiar with the West Coast Conference, that's an impressive win for St. Mary's to move to 9-0.
It's a great win for St. Mary's. Loyola Marymount, their 5 wins are all on the road. Their 3 losses all at home to BYU, Gonzaga, and St. Mary's. If you want to move into that upper echelon and crack that top 3 and compete for the league title, you have to beat the top dogs. In this case, St. Mary's, Gonzaga, and BYU. And so far at home, LMU not able to do that.
Really a fun conference, always is, but especially this year with BYU now a part of the WCC for basketball. Zags are a very good team. St. Mary's, one of the best teams they've ever had. Gary Bell Jr., the freshman at the free throw line out of the timeout, and Gonzaga has started this second half well. He makes the first of 2 free throws.
Yeah, and Bell and Pangos, this backcourt for Gonzaga, these 2 young men are inseparable, says Coach Few. They have to be kicked out of the gym. They live in the practice facility and the locker room pretty much. Always playing one-on-one since day 1 when they got there, shooting competitions. Kevin Pangos really utilizes the gun, which is a shooting tool that rebounds the ball for you and passes it back out. He said he never had one at his school in Canada, and he said he's utilizing those tools to the best of his advantage to get better.
Ryan Nicholas with the big first half. Here's Rogers. Portland looking for their first points of the second half. Mitrovic, the 3 didn't go, and Harris with another good box out and rebound.
Excellent set play to get Mitrovic a shot off the staggers on the weak side. He's just not able to knock it down.
Gonzaga has all 6 points in the second half so far. And they have the lead despite that fact they have not yet made a 3 in this game. 3 is a big part of the Gonzaga offense. Pangos bounce down low to Sacre. Sacre through traffic draws a foul. Sacre going to the line on the offensive end. Had to work hard, Miles, that last sequence on defense.
Yeah, just picking up a little bit of full court, trying to make Nicholas uncomfortable, handling the basketball. Good job by the big man, moving his feet, pressuring the ball. The intensity has been revved up by the Bulldogs, as I'm sure Mark Few challenged them in the locker room.
Sacre, legitimate 7-footer, 260 pounds, guarding the ball full court. The senior from North Vancouver, British Columbia.
And he gets that big body from his mom, was a basketball player at LSU. His dad, Greg LaFleur, played tight end in the NFL for the Eagles, St. Louis Cardinals, the Colts.
Sacre's basketball career will continue after he graduates this spring. He's had a highly decorated career with the Bulldogs.
I'm impressed by Sacre. When I was coaching at Arizona, we were recruiting Sacre and used to watch him play in the summertime in high school. And he used to be a lot stiffer in his body. He's become a lot more athletic since he got to college.
Tanner Riley, pull-up jumper. That's the first bucket for the Pilots, and then a bad pass in transition. A turnover for Gonzaga.
Tanner Riley does a great job of changing directions, beating the pressure, drives Eddie off of him, and stops and pops from 17 feet.
More pressure from the Bulldogs, who have the 2-point advantage. 3 minutes into the second half. A revved up Chiles Center in Portland. Pilots fans looking for a long-awaited win against the Zags. Mitrovic picked up his dribble. Riley helps him out. Going baseline, pulls up again.
Dave, that's a tough shot. Baseline drive over the 7-footer from 7 feet. Great touch by Tanner Riley.
Talented kid, just has not yet put it together. Still only a sophomore at the college level, and now Riley with the steal. And he's going to pull up for 3. Came up short, but Nicholas hustled to get the rebound.
And I think Nicholas passed that back to Riley to shoot that ball, because Nicholas was 1 dribble away from being at the rim. No Gonzaga defender was back in the paint yet.
Yeah, he should have taken that himself. Mitrovic down low. Kaysen came up short, but there's Doug Rogers to put it in. And the Pilots have answered the Gonzaga run. They're back up by 2. Landrietti. Shot clock at 10. Gary Bell. Tip up is good by Sacre.
And that's all created by Bell, drawing two defenders. That left a 2-on-1 advantage on the weak side for both the Gonzaga post players, Sacre and Harris, to go up and finish that at the rim.
Now a terrible turnover, totally unforced, and right to the head coach, who doesn't look real happy with that one. Well, what a game tonight. We didn't necessarily expect it. We've got it. Tie game, 15 minutes to go. Here in Portland tonight, the Pilots at home, giving Gonzaga all they can handle. 15-12 to go. A tie game, 35 apiece. Zags have started to shoot the ball better here in the second half, but Pilots are not going away. This is a Portland team that lost by 39 earlier this year up at Gonzaga. A totally different story here tonight in the Chiles Center. The Pilots trying to snap a 17-game losing streak head-to-head against the Zags. Gonzaga ball, Kevin Pangos. Some perimeter action for the Bulldogs. Now it's Gary Bell. Sacre on the perimeter, hands it off to Pangos. Good defense again by Portland. And now the shot clock down to 5. Harris starting to make his move, and Harris traveled.
It was a good defensive possession by the Pilots. You see Harris gets the ball in the post here. Jab step, 1, 2, not a travel.
But the turnover goes against Gonzaga, and now a turnover. No, it went off of the leg, apparently, of Gary Bell. So the Pilots dodge a bullet there. Really, both teams have suffered from too many turnovers over the course of this season. It's been a huge problem for the Pilots, but it's been really the one weakness for Gonzaga, and there's another one for Portland.
Well, let's remember, both teams are dealing with young backcourts. Pangos, he told me today at shoot-around that was his biggest problem early on, especially in the practice situations. He was turning the ball over too much, but he actually has a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, so he's doing much better in taking care of the ball. But for Portland, it's been constant all year long.
A near steal by David Carr, got a hand on it. Instead, Pangos setting up a pick and roll kind of action. Instead, he pulls up for 3, no good. And a scramble for the loose ball, a fight for the loose ball. It's a jump ball, and so Gonzaga will keep possession.
I would love to see Pangos be able to turn that corner, because Portland had him corralled first when he tried to use the high pick and roll. There was no help going back off the other way when he rejected it.
Pangos having such a great freshman year, a year in college basketball where the kids at Kentucky, Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Cody Zeller at Indiana, Michigan has Burke, the great freshman. There are lots of really good first-year players, and he's in the mix with all of them.
He absolutely should be on a freshman All-American team this year with the numbers that he's put up, the smarts. He leads the team in minutes played per game.
Short on that shot, but it goes out of bounds off the Pilots. Couldn't grab the defensive rebound.
And I think the thing, he has to live up to a lot of high expectations, especially in Canada. He's been compared to Steve Nash ever since he was young.
And obviously that is about as high as the expectation level can be for Pangos.
Yeah, and he told me today, he said he used to wear, going into high school, wore Nash's number, wore his hair long like Steve Nash. That is still his idol and someone that he emulates very much so, but he changed his number, cut his hair, because he wants to have his own identity.
Tanner Riley, a long 3, no good, and Sacre with the rebound. Here's Pangos, trying to get the ball down low. A foul against Kaysen, defending from behind Elias Harris.
And I don't understand, in the first half, Elias Harris did that same post up, got low, tried to get position, but they called him for an offensive foul against the Pilot defender there. The same action, but it's called on against the defensive player.
Kaysen goes to the bench after that foul. 2-point lead for the Zags, who won 17 in a row against Portland. Gonzaga's 16-3. The Pilots are 5-15 on the year, but it's just a 2-point advantage. And here's one of those zone looks for Portland. Pangos, lob over the top for Harris.
Great execution, Dave, against the zone. They bring Harris against the baseline. They screen the middle guy, throws it up. Perfect pass by Pangos for the lob.
Harris playing well. 4-point lead for Gonzaga. Here's Nicholas down low against a double team. Almost got it to go. It's out of bounds off Gonzaga, though.
Well, we can't see it on the backside, but Sacre does an excellent job of screening Bailey in the middle of that zone and lifting him up and freeing Harris for the lob on the weak side.
This matches the biggest lead all night for the Zags. Carr switched to the left hand to score. A local kid from here in Portland. Now Sacre down low. He's fouled from behind. The Zags are seemingly trying to get the ball more often down on the low block.
And that's a real bonus there for the Pilots. David Carr only scores 3 points a game, but he's the first ever Portland area recruit in Reveno's 6 years out of Central Catholic High School.
Good high school basketball here in Portland. Got a lot of good players here, especially in recent history.
Yeah, Jesuit High School, they had a McDonald's All-American, and Kyle Wiltshire, he played with Stephen Holt, who's probably going to be first team All-WCC this year at St. Mary's. The Tarver brothers from the Portland area.
They play good basketball here in a great basketball town.
Kevin Love, one of the best players in the NBA right now.
And nearby Lake Oswego. Here's Gary Bell. The freshman hits a three.
Gary Bell did a great job of utilizing that pick and roll. He went tight off of Ryan Nicholas's hedge. Nicholas doesn't stay with him long enough, and Bell goes right to that three-point line and knocks it down.
First three of the game for Gonzaga. Hard to believe here with 12 minutes to go. Carr into the lane, in trouble. Nicholas now makes a one-dribble move. Douglas, the high-arcing shot as he crashed to the ground, no good. Now Pangos with contact in the open court and a foul against Tim Douglas. Very intense game here in Portland. The Zags starting to pick it up and going up high. Elias Harris from Kevin Pangos. What a highlight play. And the Zags are up by 5. Well, it's been a fun night so far here in Portland. Gonzaga playing better in the second half. They've got the 5-point lead and specifically playing better on offense. Dave Fleming, Miles Simon here. Miles, let's go inside the play and take a look at some of that offense.
Well, this is an excellent execution. As you see, Eddie, he's going to drive it, run the baseline, and he'll clear out that corner defender of the Portland Pilots. He'll occupy him, and then we freeze it there. Sacre does a great job of sealing Bailey, opening up the lob. They occupy the two guys. 3-on-2 advantage. Perfect pass by Pangos for the lob to Harris. Great execution of zone lob offense by Mark Few and his Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Harris has played well tonight. Elias Harris takes a break out of his timeout. Meanwhile, Portland needs to get it going themselves on the offensive end. They'll fall back on defense here. Ryan Nicholas had a huge first half. He has not scored here so far in the second half. Carter goes back door, and shot goes down for Dower.
You love great execution on ATOs. Those are after timeout plays. They run the slip screen on the on ball. Great catch and finish by Dower.
Derek Rogers goes by Pangos, rejected by Sacre. And the run out for the Bulldogs. Carter with the good pass, and Dower couldn't handle it.
And you're right, Dave, that was a good pass. Dower just had his hands down and hit him right in the numbers.
Nicholas looking for his first points of the second half, still looking.
Sacre's working down low. They got to give him a touch. He had Nicholas sealed.
Dower from the baseline, too strong. Mitrovic lining it up like he wants to shoot. He does, and hits.
That's more of the Mitrovic that everybody in Portland saw last year. First team All-WCC, 6th in the nation, 3-point percentage.
And basically